Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
As above, so below.
As for the middle, well, who knows?
Good morning, Night Vale. It's me, Hal.
It's me, Meg, M-E-G.
And it's me, Symphony. My name's so long. And we are here to talk about our favorite show, Welcome to Night Vale. And as all of you know, by this point, I assume, you know why we're here, because we love this show, we love you, and we love talking about it. We love giving you the dish, the backstage, the behind the scenes, sort of dropping the knowledge. And we are recording today, Tuesday, August 15th, in the year of our Spaghetti Monster 2023 at 8:50 p.m. Central Standard Time.
The official synopsis of this episode is, we start today, as we often do, with the latest UFO sighting reports in the community. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Cecil's like, this is how we normally start these episodes normally. Never once have we.
No, and I'm like,
ever.
I've never once. Yeah. And, you know, when I describe our show to people, or when I try to explain it to people, they're like, oh, so UFOs and stuff. And I'm like, not really. But in this one, yes, really. It's all about UFOs. And honestly, I kept writing down. At first I was like, okay, I'm going to document, like, because I was noticing that they were all different, the descriptions of the craft that they saw, whatever the person saw. And I started writing down like everybody's name and what they saw and all that stuff. And I was like, that's the least important part of it. Although that information is interesting, what everyone saw, at least for I got to see something. I got the shining silver star thing. Deb, you got the,
yeah.
It's green and bronze. Steve knew they were there the whole time, huh?
Yeah, it's not a surprise to Steve. He's the only one. He's the only, like, people are catching up to Steve constantly on stuff like this. he's behind in a lot of things, but this one he's kind of ahead of the curve a little bit.
We're playing checkers. You're playing like 3D chess.
3D UFO sightings chess. Yes.
But some of our favorite characters are in this. Some of our more well-known characters. Some characters we've never heard from before. And I always find that interesting because you're like, oh, well, who is that person? What is that person's story? Because some of these people I had never, like, we had heard of Leanne Hart and, Dana Cardinal and Josh Creighton, Tamika Flynn, Deb, Janice Rio, who's kind of crazy, but a few people like that. But then, Sarah Sultan, how can I forget this sized River Rock?
Right.
We'll get back to her in a minute because her little story was pretty funny. I found it hilarious that wherever the situation was, when they saw the UFO, then afterwards they were just like, meh, anyways, and they kept on about their day, kind of. They weren't like terribly impressed.
Wasn't extra special.
Right. But it just makes me think about like our current situation where the government basically said, yep, UFOs, they've been here. And we're like, so lower rent.
Yeah, we have bigger problems than if there are aliens. I mean, I still don't know. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't get out of it what we wanted to get out of it, which is a definitive answer and proof or anything like that. But also, there's so much. I'm like, just put him in jail already. Like, that's what I'm more interested in. And also lower rent and
yeah,
and a lot of other things. But like, yeah, I don't know. I in thinking of Joseph's director notes for this, it's impossible to think that we're the only intelligent life in this universe. That would be ridiculously vain and everything. But I do think that by and large, you're talking about how people's descriptions of UFO encounters are almost like the exact same as people's encounter with angels, and that there's something psychological, there's some emotional need that is filled by either describing the undescribable or processing something through the lens of, I saw an alien, I saw a ghost, I saw an angel. And so I don't know. I just like, it's a weird, like, for sure aliens exist. Are there any here? I don't know. I don't think they're living among us. I think that's kind of weird, kind of a weird, like, that's something I think that people want to be real rather than it being
really real. But
hey, could be wrong. Who knows?
I don't know. I think if I was an alien and had the technology to like leave my planet and come here and assume some sort of humanoid form, I'd be like, this place is ghetto. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We have good food, though.
The food is good to us. Yeah. What if they don't have taste buds like us? What if they like the taste of battery acid?
It's true. I don't know. I feel like there's something for everybody here, you know?
You're right.
Yeah, we got something for everybody. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's terrible about our planet, but there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
This place is terrible, but I love Boston Market.
Right?
The cream spinach is excellent. I don't know why this is what aliens sound like it would come here.
Yeah.
I love Boston Market.
Me too. There aren't enough. They're all closing.
They're closing. They had a bad business model, I think.
What was so bad about it? It's like every place.
I don't know. I'm just
Sodium.
It was what?
Sodium.
That's like wait a minute. Hold on. Let's not single them out.
It's that like everybody can get a fucking rotisserie chicken from Costco for $4.
So good.
And they're charging like $20.99 for the same rotisserie chicken, although their sides slap.
They just like the chickens are the loss leader and invest in the the cornbread. That's
mac and cheese.
Cornbread.
Yeah.
The mac and cheese.
Cornbread, mac and cheese.
The apples.
Oh, the cinnamon apples.
They are good.
You know, you can't find. Every once in a while, I have this yearning. I'm like, I'm going to go get Boston Market, and I can't. There isn't one nearby. I'll tell you right now. If I look up like all the ones I used to go to. All right, here we go. I'm going to look up Boston Market See locations. I'm looking at a map. See, I see stuff, and there was one I was like, I'm on the way. I'm going to go there. And guess what?
Closed.
No. Permanently closed.
Why do they even show that?
Permanently closed. Permanently closed. Permanently closed. Permanently closed. Everything permanently closed.
Maybe they're shut down.
Not enough alien foot traffic.
Oh, I found one. All right. People in Los Angeles area. There are three. All right. Here's the nearest one. You have to go to, what is this one's South Atlantic Boulevard. Do you know how far I would have to drive to get there? Right now, if I left right now, it's an hour. That's an hour. And that's not a lot of traffic.
Just tell the listeners your personal address, Hal.
I'm not saying where I'm going. I'm saying that's where it is. I'm saying I'm an hour away. I could be any direction. And that's draw a big circle. Like 40-mile circle around there. And I live in there somewhere. Suckers. You'll never find me. I live underground. But like, am I going to drive to like Alhambra, El Monte just to go to Boston Market?
I don't know. How bad do you want that mac and cheese?
Yeah, it's in Monterey Park. I'm not asking this like rhetorically. The answer is no. I'm really asking, is that, do I really want it that badly? And when I get there, it'll have closed.
Yeah.
Like it'll be, I guarantee you they're selling like the heating lamps right now. You can buy whatever you want there and take it with you. I'll take the freestyle machine, please.
Just like giant, like plastic frozen bags of mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, so sad.
Look, you just got to learn.
Man,
you can make it yourself at home for half the price. It will be delicious. You just have to put enough stuff in it.
That's a lot of work. I think you're under.
I know, baby.
It's so long. I don't want to do that. I'm going to make chicken breast tomorrow. I'm barbecuing tomorrow, but
I think we just have to be grateful for the time that we had with Boston Market, Hal.
Here's the other thing, though. They make you think. I see one here that's 9 miles away from me. I'm not going to say where it is. Say,
Gotcha.
You thought I would, but I'm not. And it says like this location does not offer online ordering. I was like, okay. I drive past it. It's like boarded up. I'm like, well, no wonder. Why is it still on your site? Why would you do this to me?
Tricking you.
Why does Google Maps have more up-to-date information than your website? What are you trying to do here? What is happening?
They're closing so fast.
Their IT people
Please,
can't keep up.
downloaded the app.
Wait, stop it.
I downloaded the app to order.
How?
You bet I will not stop. I will not stop because I wanted Boston Market. I was like, what's the quickest way to get, because this is like, this is transactional to the level of like if you're going to be on Cat House on HBO and you just show up and go like, here's the money for coitus, and then you're done. And then they're like, all right, I'm leaving now. And that's it. Like, I just give me the food. I'm going to eat the food, probably in my car. That doesn't come in the house.
You have to let go of Boston Market.
I do have to let go. I don't want to. I already let go of Soup Plantation / Sweet Tomatoes. It's a terrible name for a restaurant, but I loved it so much. And listen to this. Listen to this. I know we'll get back to the episode. Don't worry, everybody. Listen to this. We're driving, me and my dear sweet wife, who I love so much. And she's like, guess what's near here where we are? We're like far out from our place. And she's like, there's a Soup Plantation here. I saw it from the highway. I was like, the devil, you say? Because I thought, maybe we can plan to go there sometime. Then we look it up. It's been closed. I mean, that company went under at the beginning of the pandemic, but they didn't take down any of their site. Like, nobody has rented that building. Like it's cursed or something. And the sign still looks new.
It's all lies.
It's just depressing. I don't want the world to change. I'm old.
You got to learn to live without it. Just like Leah Shapiro is also grieving in this episode. Guys, I want to say, I think this episode's brilliant. I think it's one of Night Vale's best.
Absolutely.
I love the structure of it. I love what they've done with it, where we're getting these individual stories, but we're getting this sort of runner story through it of this character we didn't know existed having the worst day of her life, and everyone else is sort of just having a day of their life. And some of those days are kind of important. Some of those days are just sort of run of the mill. But the sort of through line is this this story that's happening in the background. And like you were saying earlier, Symphony, with the hearing from these different characters, some of them that we've heard of from before and some that we haven't. Lorelei Alvarez, the coroner. I'm asking for a standalone episode or an episode arc that is just Lorelei Alvarez's story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all of these. It was just because there's like these little short stories, and it just reminded me of when I used to read little short stories by authors that it's just like a fun little, like, it's like a sip. It's like a taste of someone's life. And it's so sweet because it leaves you wanting more every time. But like you said, yes, this person is weaving throughout this day, they're having the worst day. And thinking about that in a grief journey, that is how you feel, because you're deep in grief. You're having the worst friggin' time, and people are still moving through their day, or like once they've moved on from the thing and you're still there, you're still deep in it. And that is so hard to explain to people.
Yeah.
And the way it's done is so beautiful. But it was interesting how they said the thing about they're like, but I don't feel something about like how I don't feel like I should feel. And I say that in quotation marks. And I remember I struggled with that feeling of being like, am I not feeling enough? You know what I mean? Like at the beginning, especially. And I explain it away. I'm like, well, I was dealing with all the business and all that stuff. And that's like, no, sometimes it takes a while to process something. And sometimes it's not going to come, or it's not going to come right away. And you have to be patient with yourself.
Yeah. I mean, that's like nail on the head for all of it, is that it would be so much more helpful, especially for grief, if there were a manual of this is exactly what's going to happen. And then this will happen. And then this will happen. And you just know. Because instead you go off of what you've observed in other people, or what you believe you're supposed to feel. And then all of a sudden you're feeling something different. You go, well, is there something wrong with me? Like you get to the point of grace, but especially in the moment, in the thick of it, in that exact moment, those early, like I remember it was like 15 years ago, the world stopped. Yeah. And I couldn't conceive that there was anybody else on the planet. Like I assumed everybody I told, because I went through this checklist of like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm leaving right now. That everybody else would like hang up on the phone and be like, ooh! And like they would stop too. But that's just a sad thing that they heard, that they have some feelings about, and they go about their day. And you're in this weird place, and you're in shock, and just, you don't know, like none of it feels right. Like this isn't what I saw on TV or movies. This doesn't feel like that at all. This is way different. And it takes a long time to get back in sync with the rotation of the earth again, so that you're walking at the same speed as everybody else. And there's no timeline that's exact for it. It happens like you don't even notice when it happens. It just all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, clearly written by someone who has experienced that loss, which we know Joseph has, which is discussed and written about also in detail.
A little Joseph. Yeah, it's a lovely episode. It's great structurally. And then Joseph talks a bit in the director's notes. He talks about why UFOs, and how he bought a bunch of UFO books from a bookstore because he just finds the topic interesting, and he's not necessarily like a UFO sighting believer. In fact, he says he's not, but he finds the storytelling aspect of it and the people sharing their experiences of it so interesting. And I agree. I think it's a fun little writing assignment, right? To be like, how do we describe this thing similarly enough but different enough to make them unique experiences? It's a fun structure for an episode. They should do another one.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world building is so good, and the joke of it is so, I mean, like, it's so raw to read the entirety of the Leah Shapiro passage.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's all to set up, when she sees a UFO is such a good, like, it's such a good, like, the joke structure's right on, and also just I think part of the joy of Night Vale, if every episode was just like Monster of the Week and something weird happens, or even here's 3 episodes of something happening, I think it would get boring really fast, no matter how good the writing is. But the world building of it, you want to like think of it as a real place, and things like this fill it out in a huge way. And like, to your point, Meg, you want entire episodes for these people, and that's what you should want. Because there should be people, you should constantly be meeting new people in this town, and it's great to meet them, and there's a great device, and just, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it speaks to the sort of everyone has a story, and there's many people that live in this town, so there's an almost infinite number of stories that can be told. And then also we can just invent people that didn't exist before, like Leah Shapiro, and drop them into the story.
Yeah.
And apparently she's not, new because Janice knows her. Janice like tries to stop her. It's like, hey, what's up? Oh, you're busy. Like, yeah.
But who was your favorite of the ones? Because I think mine was probably Sarah Sultan, because of people questioning her ability to drive.
Yeah, I mean, she's a fist-sized river rock, and I'm not to judge anyone,
but
ever. But, I mean, if she can do it, she can do it.
Right. She's been doing it. Okay, here's the thing. She already had a license at some point, so she must have passed a driver's test. And the fact that they are trying to, I feel like it's a little ableist, the DMV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, the DMV is super ableist.
So.
Yeah.
But, yeah. My favorite, of course, is Deb, obviously.
Yeah.
She says "buzz off, Buster," or Cecil as Deb, which is great. Cecil does some little Deb impersonation.
He did a good job. That was pretty funny.
I think he really nailed it.
Yeah. That one is my favorite too. Just the entire conversation she's had, because I just imagine her. I know she's on her way out of a meeting, but I just imagine her doing this on like a cell phone with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, and just getting into the car and then seeing the UFO and going, "I'll buzz off." I know that's not. She's actually in a meeting, but it's fun to see. Like, we don't really get to see a lot of how her ads are chosen for her, what input she has.
I like that she has management. Yeah, she's on the phone with her management, her representation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
good that she's being represented, though, at least. And she's not just, out here, not with not anyone to advocate for her as talent.
If only Deb had done ads for Boston Market. If only.
Yeah. If only. I mean, it is really bad for you, so it would have been in her wheelhouse.
Can you imagine? Deb is like the influencer for
the Spokes Haze.
For Boston.
Yeah.
For Boston Market. Boston Market.
Oh, Deborah.
Don't you love our cornbread?
Deborah. Boston Market. We don't exist anymore, and we're sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the show, but first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which was Killer TV by Answering Machine.
I like this one because it was a fun, boppy rock song. It did make me want to jump around. So, thumbs up.
For sure. A little Brooklyn-based. I was calling them pop punk, but I don't know if they would self-describe as pop punk, but they're punk. Emo punk, karaoke punk.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there in the world doing shows. So they mostly are playing near city. They're doing the Fest in Gainesville, which is that sort of punk fest in Gainesville in the fall. So if you're there, cool. Go check out Answering Machine.
Yeah.
Gosh, I remember when we had answering machines.
With the tape in them.
Oh, when they went digital?
And it was so important for her to have a good message.
What was yours?
I would always play music in the background and be like, hey, you've reached, well, because it was my family. Hey, you've reached the Sanders. We aren't here right now. If you leave your name, number, and a brief message, we'll get back to you. Don't forget to wait for the beep. Beep.
Beep. Yeah. We had fun ones for my uncles always used to have fun ones. They lived together in their apartment, like when you call their apartment, there was always like something funny. They'd change it up.
Oh.
I remember the Seinfeld one. The George, believe it or not, George isn't at home. That one? No one? Okay. Please leave a message after the beep.
Yes.
I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
George Costanza. Yeah, people used to do even the trick ones where they'd be like, hello? Oh, I'm not here. Leave a message after the beep.
Which is just some infuriating shit.
Yeah.
Because you're like trying to get a hold, especially like it's not, and you're just like, when it's just like a joking call and you're like, whatever, I'm just calling to check in. But when you like need someone and you're like, oh, good, I finally got them.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're like, well, fuck you then.
I'm not leaving you a message.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go fuck myself. Great, cool, bye. Pick up your phone.
Thanks.
Fuck my drag, I guess. You guys, I'm starving. And I could use a steaming pocket of cheese and other toppings.
Sounds good.
What about you?
Sauce.
Yeah. Let's go to the FanZone Calzone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Lately, I've been all over the place. Between touring, dog sitting, and traveling, my routine has become non-existent. Now that my travel schedule has slowed down, I need to get back to eating real food and not just grabbing what I can when I can. And Factor is making that easier for me. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes and require little to no prep and no cleanup. So even on the days when my schedule is completely out of whack, eating well is still achievable. Like today, I had 3 meetings and a client. By the time I was done, I was hungry and I just needed to eat. So I grabbed the Beurre Blanc filet mignon with Parmesan risotto and it was delicious. I was amazed at how tender it was and how flavorful the risotto was and saved me from having to pick something up quick. And in 2 minutes, I had something healthy, fresh, and delicious. So if you like fast, easy, and delicious meals, I think you would like Factor meals too. Let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/GMNV50OFF and use code GMNV50OFF to get 50% off and 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year, while supplies last until 10/31/2026. That's code GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. See website for more details.
First up, we have Christy. Christy writes, hello, esteemed tri-host. Christy, they, them, here again. In your coverage of episode 139, Symphony said that she felt that Cecil was an Aquarius. Well, by a funny coincidence, I had just recently gotten to episode 51 in my latest re-listen of Welcome to Night Vale. And in the horoscope for that episode for Aquarius, he read, your boyfriend is trapped in an alternate desert dimension. It is difficult to say when he will return. Perhaps take up drinking while crying in a quiet room. Wow, that's very specific and painful horoscope. Thanks for nothing, stars. So, whatever specific day his birthday is, he is clearly an Aquarius. Some of my favorite episodes are coming up in your coverage, and I'd like to share my thoughts on one of them. Hopefully, you get to this before you reach that episode. We did! Episode 142, UFO Sighting Reports, is definitely in my top 10 Night Vale episodes. I love the creativity of using a series of UFO reports, seemingly unconnected, to tell a completely different story. Seen initially only in the background of each report about Leah Shapiro and a loved one she lost, her wife perhaps, or a daughter. It's interesting that the exact relationship is not made clear, only that this was someone very important to her, and it contains one of my favorite lines of all time in Night Vale. However, emotions are not domestic creatures that can be summoned with a whistle. They are wild, and they move as they please. This episode is honestly one of the realest depictions of loss and grief I've heard, especially the description of Leah's feeling of relief and freedom, not sadness, not initially anyways, and feeling guilty and horrible about how she felt, because I think a lot of people can relate to that. You often don't feel the way you feel like you should feel when something like that happens. I also love the way we get a glimpse into several other characters' lives and how the episode weaves together those characters going about their day. Janice preparing for the pre-SATs, Sarah Sultan annoyed at having to take her driving test, a hilarious mental image. Just how does a smooth fist-sized river rock drive anyways? I guess the same way a smooth fist-sized river rock talks. Josh Creighton shows off for his friends, but at the same time, these people are living their ordinary lives. Leah's entire world is being turned upside down by tragedy. And isn't that how it always is with tragedy? The worst day of one person's life is just a normal day for other people. Every day is someone's worst day, but also someone's best day ever. And just another day for most people. Ain't that the damn truth? Thanks for writing in, Crystal. This is so real, and yes. But I loved also that they didn't tell us who the person was, but we just know how important they are. Thanks for writing in.
I got one from Jovi. Jovi writes, what if Night Vale was just a town in Area 51 hidden by the government, and that's why no one knows about it? Anyway, I love your podcast so much. My mom searched up podcasts for kids and showed your podcast to me 3 years ago, and I'm still listening. It's amazing, and I hope you keep making it. I hope we do too, and I would like to know how that search happened.
Wait. Night Vale, not this one for kids.
Either one. I don't think of Night Vale as a podcast for kids.
Definitely not this one for kids.
No, not this one.
Yeah.
This one's for gourmands.
Absolutely.
I feel like Night Vale's like kind of a PG-13 podcast.
I don't think it's bad for kids. I just never think of it as like, if I searched for podcasts for children, this would show up.
It's not for kids.
It's not for kids. Except we could say
kids
what we want.
Kids can obviously listen, but,
That's a lot of kids can't listen to this one because there's an explicit rating on it. Because we say F and S.
Yeah, we do the bad words. And we talk about poo-poo pee-pees.
That's kid content.
Well, shit.
It's for sure kid content.
Poo-poo pee-pee.
That's just natural.
All right, we have Kaya. Kaya writes, good morning, crew. My name is Kaya. I first started listening to Night Vale in the 2013-2014 era when it all went mad. I couldn't tell you why or how, but it was probably Tumblr. I fell in love instantly and followed on and off for a few years as I drifted in and out of various podcasts. I got back into Night Vale this past April, listening through the whole archive while walking my dog, Harker. Compliment time. First, the three of you have stellar chemistry. You never fail to make me laugh uproariously. I'm pretty sure I've scared away more deer, squirrels, and birds than I could possibly count. Harker doesn't mind. He then chases them. Your stories, advice, and open love of theater and art are just really, really good to hear, and your commitment to yes and in every conversation is evident. I appreciate you all so much, and if you're ever in Halifax, I will buy you dinner or make you dinner. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Let's go to Halifax. I just want someone to cook for me.
Where's Halifax? Is that Canada?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Oh, I ain't never been there.
Let's go.
I ain't never been there. Come on, we're going.
Come on, kids. Let's get in the car.
Pile into Symphony's jalopy. We're going to Halifax.
Yeah. Americans come to Nova Scotia.
All right, back at it. All right, this is Kaya again. Symphony, your joie de vivre and your take no shit but give all love philosophy is infectious. It's so evident how hard you've worked to cultivate those principles and how deeply you value being unapologetically you, and that is inspiring as fuck.
Oh,
I couldn't agree more, Kaya.
mush.
Kaya then says, Meg, I read the first 10 years recently and it was hilarious and thought-provoking. Relationships are hard. Deciding to become a parent is hard. I'm in the middle of deciding that myself with my spouse, and reading how you and Joseph got there gave me a reality check in the best way. Not an, oh, the world is cruel and hard way, which I already knew, but this requires work. But if that work is important to you, then you'll figure out a way to do it. So true. So true. I hope you, it's a really difficult and challenging thing, Kaya, to consider parenthood. And whatever you do, you're going to make the right decision for you. I know you are. This is Kai again. Hal, your repertoire and command of character voices is incredible. It's obvious that you've devoted a great deal of time and energy to your art. Some of my favorite parts of GMNV episodes are when you suddenly break into a voice for a bit, and then it just keeps going. I aspire to that level of craft and commitment. I coach voice actors in vocal technique and health on Jennifer Hale's platform Skills Hub, and I'm quite honestly going to start referring people in your direction if they haven't heard of you already. True story. Hal Lublin. One of a kind talent.
Thank you. I might start working with you. You encouraged me to check out Skills Hub. I'm like, I like vocal health. I'm going to check this out. So thank you. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it.
Next up is episode commentary. I've just caught up on GMNV, and I suspect that you'll be recording episode 142 UFO Sighting Reports soon. We're recording it right now, Kaya. How did you know?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, and there's a few reasons why. I love this style of story. We do this a lot, except it's never done before. Or have they? And it hasn't just been broadcast to the greater universe. We'll never know. This is me talking, not Kaya. I was thinking of that. I was like, there must be so many episodes of Night Vale that we haven't heard that start with UFO sightings. We're just getting such a tiny sliver that this is our first one.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, back to Kaya. Piecing together Leah Shapiro's story happening in the background is such a Night Valian way of being. The main story isn't the main story. It's the thread running through it. It reminds you to pay attention to the little things in life. All the cameos. God, these make me laugh without fail. Cecil doing everyone's voices as Cecil tries to deliver the news. It's just, that was me doing chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think my favorite in the episode is Deb. Oh, buzz off, Buster. Pure gold, closely followed by Leanne Hart throwing a hatchet. The sheer specificity of the UFO sightings. I want art. Art probably exists, and I just haven't found it. Is there an FBI detachment in Night Vale? Has someone written the crossover where Mulder and Scully come to town yet? Wouldn't that be a riot? Moving along, I'll leave you with some questions. In the introduction to the show, when you name yourselves, do you improv these introductions entirely every time, or do you set a prompt ahead of time? They are hilarious.
Oh.
We do not. We just go off of what the first person says.
Yeah. It is a good improv exercise, though, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody knows what the first person's going to do, and then you have to accept and build. See, everybody improv everywhere all the time.
It's a game.
If you're the first person, you want to try to throw out a handle to give the second and third person something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sort of have because you get to start it up. So you want to help your friends out by give them something to talk about.
Unless you're me today and you just say your name because you're tired. It's okay too.
Hey, that's okay.
It's okay. Listen, if you have a handle, great. If not, just break in.
The handle is just a little handle. Mm-hmm. A little drawer pull.
The next question is, do you have dream roles, be they stage, screen, or a studio? I was thinking about this today, and it's actually like something she was mentioned in this episode. I know, it's a dream role. It could be literally anything. But I've always really wanted to play the diner waitress in Night Vale.
Okay.
Every time they mention her, I'm like, I want to play that role. I want to be the diner waitress in Night Vale. Anyway.
I have two. One is the Joker, who I've auditioned to play a bunch of times and have never been cast in any version of it. The other is Muttley from Hanna-Barbera cartoons, which I thought, I was convinced from a young age I was destined to play. And I did get to audition to play him once, which was a real thrill. And I was like, for sure I got this. And listeners, guess what? I didn't. But that's part of the job.
I've always wanted to play Cleopatra, like Shakespeare's Cleopatra. I think that would be a fun and role for me. But also, I've always wanted to be in a show or something where I'm like the originating character of something. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I would love to be in? Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere in any of those like epic shows, like or movies, series like Star Trek. I would be a superhero, like a Marvel person. That'd be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the great thing about this craft? Is that there are so many places to be.
A Disney princess that's a total cunt.
Oh, so Cinderella?
Oh,
that bitch. That bitch.
Cinderella. Oh, that bitch. That's what Gus says whenever she walks through. He's like, oh.
Gus.
What, are you going to turn me into a person again? That sucked.
All right. Last question. Surprise! A Welcome to Night Vale musical episode has been announced. Who among the wide-ranging cast is most excited? Who's emailing Joseph and Jeffrey to beg off? And who's choreographing the live show? And will we see any particular influences in said choreography?
Ooh.
Great question. Who's most excited? So many people are excited.
I mean... all three, myself, Cecil, and Mara Wilson were all in like show choirs. So I think we would be down to clown on that. I don't consider myself like a singer. I consider myself an actor who can sing,
Mm-hmm.
But baby, she got legs. She can dance. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's hit it.
You were who I thought of when who's choreographing the live show. I was like,
I'm here for it.
Symphony, Dance Team Sanders over here.
Yeah. I can't imagine anybody begging off.
I mean, listen, I would be happy to be in this production for sure, but I wouldn't want to have to sing solo.
But you know what? Deb's character, because she is like such a character act, that type of musical character is always one that has like kind of like a sassy speak song.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Could be like Robert Preston in The Music Man.
Yeah.
He doesn't really sing at all. He talks through pretty much the whole thing.
I just have a hard time staying with the music sometimes. Like with the Neo Futurists, whenever we had to sing or rap, Jesus. I had a lot of trouble with the solos. Oftentimes, before the play started, where there was the singing, I would say to the audience, I'm going to fuck this up. And it would get to my part, and I would fuck it up. The audience was rooting for me not to fuck it up, but I fucked it up anyway.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
They're like, no, you can do it. And I'm like, guys, in rehearsal, I have not gotten it right. So I don't think performance is going to be the thing that changes it.
It's not all of a sudden going to snap together.
Yeah.
Hal, you like to sing.
I did. I do. I sang every month for 10 years with Thrilling Adventure Hour, including like recorded stuff, which was really fun. And I was in a competitive barbershop quartet in high school. So I love singing.
Hell yeah.
I would enjoy it. My thing is I get nervous. For some reason, singing is the one thing I get really nervous about, because you can interpret how to speak something a million different ways, but in a song, the notes are the notes, and you can perform it differently. I get that, but like, I don't want to, I have a pretty good ear. So I hear when something is a little sharp and a little flat, and it drives me crazy when I miss notes. I know I'm doing it. when I can't quite get something, it drives me insane and I get really nervous and like sweaty about it. But I would do it 100. That wouldn't stop me from doing it. But yeah, I do. I enjoy singing a great deal. It's fun.
Great questions, Kaya. Thank you so much. All right, this is the last of your email. Kaya says, I have at last reached the end of my notes. Thank you for reading. I hope you have enjoyed any part of this even half as much as I enjoy all of your work, and I look forward to the next episodes. All hail, Kaya. P.S. Symphony, don't look behind you.
Shut up!
I'm pretty sure that it's just Mara. But oh well.
Oh, you know what? Fuck you, Kaya.
Boost.
The real terror in your face. Like, wait, what? No.
The way I like looked like in the screen, I was just like, what? And then I'm like,
I'm not going to say what the thought that just went through my head, but that was a priceless look. I wish I had, I actually have video of it. Never mind. I can keep this for we have video of it.
If this shows up on TikTok, Hal Lublin, I'm going to come to your fucking house and I'm going to beat your ass.
I never post on TikTok. You know that's not going to happen. You can...
Except to troll me.
Thank you, audience. Thank you all so very much. The next episode is going to be 143, Pioneer Days. Until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Meg Bashwiner, and Hal Lublin. It is edited by Felicia Dominguez and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us about a time you saw a UFO. This show is powered by our patrons like M, Molly Gaines, Nathaniel Philippin, Nathaniel Grubbs, and Pat Lusk. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider, hyper cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. Calzone ingredient of the week is as many French fries as you can fit in a calzone.
Hey, love you, Kaya.